voted what I believe in, and I felt heavy on my heart that it's the right thing. Sorry, I'm trying not to cry. My heart's broken. My grandma just sent me a very sad text. It broke my heart. And my mom has yet to text me back.
Well. It looks like some people are facing the consequences of their actions. Now, I know that it's an unfamiliar feeling, since many of these people have not had to think outside of themselves once in their entire lives. So yeah, the internet has been ablaze with F around and find outs by Trump supporters who are starting to understand basic things like what a tariff is, that lighter skin does not in fact mean that you are next in line to be white, or that your lighter skin doesn't mean that you won't be immediately deported. Yes, a very eye-opening week of revelations indeed. Now, this woman, whose name isn't relevant, found out that every single person in her family, including her mom, her grandma, etc., decided to cut her off because she voted for Trump. She decided that her political ideologies followed closer to her husband's. And you know what? That's okay. We are free to make the choices that we make. However, we are not free from those actions. For me, it's crazy work that the grandmother and the mother had better morals than this person. Also, that the grandmother probably grew up during segregation, during a time when having these ideologies was way more common, and still somehow managed to be a better person than her granddaughter. Now, in this Reddit thread, this person asked, "Am I the a-hole for telling my sister who her husband voted for, which is now seriously making her consider a divorce? My sister's husband and I have been best friends since childhood, so I was very happy when my sister married him because at his core, he's a good man. We have been friends for a really long time because we're both very sporty and like to go on runs, hikes, play sports, etc. We rarely have any deep talks. We usually just joke around and have casual combos. For this election, he voted for Trump, which surprised me. I asked him if he told my sister about it because my sister has a strong stance on it. He said he lied to her and that it wasn't a big deal and to let it go. Now, normally I would have let it go because who he voted for doesn't really bother me. But since this was about my sister, I told him he either had to tell her or I would. He begged me not to tell, but I had no choice because ultimately my loyalty lies with my sister. I told my sister about it and she is now seriously considering divorce. This has also ruined my friendship with him, even though I didn't want it to. However, my sister is very thankful I told her, and she is also very sorry and apologetic that it has ruined my friendship with my best friend. So, am I the a-hole? So then shortly after he posted it, he said that he called his sister to see where she was at, and she decided that she is going to proceed with a divorce because she's worried about the no-fault divorce laws of Trump's administration. I do feel a bit bad about it because she has been with her husband for more than a decade. They were each other's first love, first partner, first everything. My sister again thanked me a lot for informing her, and she said all her feelings for her husband have instantly disappeared. Well, I guess that's too damn bad. A lot of these MAGA people don't seem to understand that this is about morals disguised as political ideology. And it's funny when you tell them, well, I hope that you get everything that you voted for, they get offended because on some level they know that what they voted for is awful. And a lot of this is because they do fundamentally understand that they're not voting for someone as much as they're voting against other people's interests. And by other people, I mean their own. Because unless you make $360,000 a year and you're a man and white, nothing's really built for you, boo. And it's funny because the sister's husband thought that he could trust him and he found the wrong one. Book Talk this week has also been up in flames because certain people are upset that people are unfollowing them because of their political views. And they're crying and saying, well, reading and book club is not a political place. I'm sorry, the Daughters of the Confederacy would not have specifically targeted books in schools and libraries if books were not political, Susie.
When did Book Talk become political? Because I am so sick of seeing these reader unfollow parties. You guys, we are here to share books that we all enjoy. We're here to make friends, grow a community. We don't need hate.
So that is violence. I hope we all understand that that is violence. It's a subtle type of violence. It's a violence masquerading itself in innocence and sweetness, but it's a violence nonetheless. And it's a violence that white women have perpetuated throughout the world, but especially in America for hundreds of years. It's a violence of forced compliance. You see, they're never going to remove themselves from situations that make them uncomfortable. Instead, what they're going to do is tell you to stop being uncomfortable with those situations. You see, they don't really care that you're hurt. They care that you're being hurt in their faces. They believe that the space is inherently theirs, and therefore they have the right to make terms. It is violence. It is also white supremacy, but white supremacy at its core is just violence. Have you ever wondered why so many white women are able to have their weddings on plantations? It's the same ideology. Their fairy tale, their space, means more to them than anything else that is happening. They don't want to think about it. They don't want to be confronted about it. And so they would rather use all their energy to tell you to stop bringing it up than to ever allow you to be comfortable with it. And in doing so, they prevent other people from coming together to fight back on what is hurting them. They are upholding structures of white supremacy and violence. So when someone tells you this space is not for whatever it is, they are just trying to make you shut up so they can get on with pretending that everything is okay for them.
Yeah, so I love this creator, and she and several other creators on Book Talk are stitching women like this, both black and white, and they have had it up to here. And I am here for it. FAFO TikTok is giving me life. Now, I've heard a lot of think pieces this week, and one of the main commentaries that stuck with me was someone that said that the type of women who voted for this man against their own interests are the type of women who don't care that, you know, a man is going into a little girl's room at night. They look the other way. And that a lot of these people are very, very shocked by their liberal friends cutting their support out of their lives, because in their communities, in a lot of church communities, they often forgive people for everything. That's why there are a lot of predators in those communities. They never cut off anybody because everything is forgivable. And they have no boundaries in their life, so why would they expect you to have any? And a lot of people are very upset because their liberal friends are removing their financial support, their emotional support, and they're being left with people like them who lack empathy. Because, as they know, the fun is over here. Like, they want to live their lives like they're conservatives, but being a conservative is really no fun. It's very constricting. So a lot of these women in particular need their liberal friends to have an open ear so that they can tell them their dirt without being judged. Whose couch are they going to sleep on, when they need to run away from their husband for an evening? Or who are they going to reach out to if they need a little procedure done and they want privacy? Well, their liberal friends are saying, enough's enough, we're through. You don't believe in other people's right to live freely and to exist, then I'm no longer a person in your life. And frankly, I love that for everybody. Thanks again, and please like, subscribe, and comment.